Well, hello, beautiful people. It's me. I'm back like I didn't just ghost y'all, but I'm here, okay? Several weeks, probably a month later, I've had the DANESSA MYRICKS Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette for quite some time now. I just now got in the mood to sit down and film, and I've had a lot going on, okay? Anyways, let's hop right into it. This is like completely freestyle. I just had a feeling that I want to film, and I'm in natural lighting partially. It's almost sunset. It's almost 6 o'clock here. It's 5:11, and yeah, let's hop into it. So this is the Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette by Miss DANESSA MYRICKS. This does retail for $65. I'm reading off of this Sephora website right now. Y'all do know the sale's coming up, okay? So I know a lot of girls are looking for this palette, looking to see how folks use the palette. It is literally a groundbreaking palette, right? It's like an entire face palette for real. It can be used for your eyes, brows, face, and lips. I love that, okay? As a pro makeup artist, I have this kit. I have this as well in my kit. I have one for myself and one for my kit. So I've been using the mess out of this already. So I'm not gonna go in here and hold y'all. I've been using it, okay? So this is how it looks. It comes with a nice little mirror. Don't want to blind you. That's the mirror. It comes with a nice size mirror actually. And this is the actual palette. I'm pretty sure you've seen this already floating around YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the things. So again, that's the palette. You see the shades I've already been using the mess out of already. Y'all, the palette is just, it's to go. Like, DANESSA, do not ever play with her, okay? She's innovative. She's like the makeup artist of this time. Period. You know, so anyways, let's hop right into it. I'm not gonna go on to the specs and stuff for real, because like I said, this has already been like posted on how many times. Several reviews are on this palette. If you want to know more details, go to Sephora's website. I'm not gonna bore you reading all this. I'm just gonna go through it as I go through the palette, explaining the shades, the formula, all this kind of stuff. Basically, it's like an all-you-can-get kind of palette, basically. So I'm gonna start first with brows. I'm getting ready to go to the fair with my hubby right now. What is this brush? Just a Morphe angled brush I use for my brows. Looks like this. So if you're using it for your brows, I suggest using a brush like this. Really good for getting those brows for real. So anyways, like I said, I've already been using this already. That's the black, just kind of getting it off. Okay. Moving right along. And on my big girl coming today, so I'm trying to figure out my in frame, all this kind of stuff. And I'm trying to beat the time with the sun setting. So anyways, for my brows, I do go into the shade Tourmaline and Sculpted. Those are the two shades on the bottom right here. The end of the palette basically. So I love the shade, y'all. This whole palette, I mean, because it's so good for like all skin tones, real. That's why I have it in my pro kit, because of course DANESSA is a makeup artist herself, of course, pro makeup artist. So she makes a lot of her products with makeup artists in mind, and I love that. We love that. So I'm tripping, y'all. That's the wrong one. I use that for like my eyes the other day. I'm gonna use this brush, and this is the Anastasia, the brow brush basically. One end with spoolie, the other end with the angled thing. So yeah, let's hop right into it. My brows are micro shaded. Let me put a lip balm on. Hold on. Ooh, child. Trying to do too much, mouth ashy. I don't know. And if y'all hear noise in the background, it's Saturday. My husband's watching football. Football is like the only thing he watches and lives for on the weekends. I don't exist. So I do, but I don't. These shades, y'all. The palette is made basically from pomades. So the larger pans you see here are the pomades, right? This is like a Play-Doh kind of formula. I can't even describe it. It's like the most creamy pomade I've ever experienced for real. So it's like Play-Doh material. You see how it looks? It's so squishy looking, but it looks like you're not picking up none on the brush, but you really are. Like a little bit goes a long way. On the other side that's right beside it, this is the powder, right? And this powder is formulated using her Upside, her innovative product she uses in her balms. I have a balm here. Her balm for the blush that has the Upside in it. Also the blurring balm powder, I have that, but I don't have it in front of me. So anyways, let's hop right into it for I've said it like 5 times now. So all I'm doing is just put my brush very lightly, literally in Tourmaline and also Sculpted. That's probably too much what I'm doing right there. So, but I also take my back of my hand and kind of just like dust off like that, so that way I don't put too much into the brows. And for the first time, I'll go ahead and use this mirror because mine's kind of blocking my monitor. So I'm gonna take this off, this little thing. I haven't taken that off yet, but it's fine. So I'm gonna move this to the side for now. Hopefully I don't need it. So y'all can see me better. Ooh. And so I'm gonna start on this brow first. And like I said, this is so freaking pigmented and it's just so easy. Even if you're not like a makeup artist, this palette is for you. Okay, it's for the average woman, I feel like. She makes stuff so user-friendly. So I'm gonna take it and just use the angled side and just kind of follow your brush. Follow your brows, how your brows go, right? So I'm gonna have my brush flip like this, you know, if you can kind of see that, to start the strokes, hair-like strokes. And I'm using the pomade again to fill my brows in. I start first at the tail. I hope y'all can see. I start first at the tail, like so. And look at that. Do you see the pigment? I know you see the pigment, okay? Don't play with DANESSA. And like I said, what I picked up is actually a lot. This is enough to fill my brow. You will watch and see that I do not dip my brush in no more after this. Like, that's it. And I love the shade, the palette, I mean, because you can mix and match to make your custom, I can't talk. You can mix and match to make your custom shade. So I love that. And again, I'm just kind of carving out. I kind of start at the tail, as you saw, and just kind of follow along my outline because, like I said, my brows are micro shaded, so it's even more easier. And what's left, I kind of deposit more of the product at the tail like this and kind of really just defining my tail for real, because it's almost time to get my brows retouched. It's been a year in December. And then here in the front, I just, again, very lightly, my hand is far back on the brush and there's not a lot of pressure being applied, so that's how I get more of a natural brow. And I love pomades and powders period in the brow because how this pomade is formulated, pomades can usually be more harsh on the brow, but this is so like creamy, effortless. It's so soft. And then the rest of them can kind of take it like this and kind of just feather it through the front. And usually I would do like this and flip the brush to go up to create those hair-like strokes, but because this pomade is so like not harsh and it's pigmented, but it's not like the absolute most, I'm going to show y'all just for showing you how I would flip it up like this, but I don't really have to because I can just take it whatever's on here. I've already put the most of the product here, so there was left. I'm just kind of taking it and just lightly dust it through in no particular way. It doesn't have to be neat for real, just kind of messily putting it through like this. Then you take the spoolie and kind of move the product through the brow and kind of blend it, and that's how you can kind of fade out the front if you wanted to, if that's your preference, so it's not such a harsh looking front part of the brow. But literally, do you see how quick that was? Without having talking, I could have done that in like literally what, maybe a minute, 2 minutes. So as you can see, pomade on this brow versus this brow with no product. When I tell you, the pigmentation in these pomades and the powders too is out of this world. Get a little closer so you can see that. Again, I mixed tourmaline and sculpted to get my brow. Love that. And if you wanted to, I don't have to go back in and set with the powder for real, so you can take the powder, the smaller pan, I'm just dusting off the pomade here on my napkin, but you can take go back in to reinforce, and that's kind of what the sculpting powders are for, basically. So you can go back in and kind of use those same shades if you wanted to, just to kind of lock in the pomade so it doesn't move. But this formula is like budge proof, sweat proof. The pomade is not going to crease. I'm wearing this palette on my eyes. I've already used the palette. It ain't gonna go nowhere. So what I like about it, you don't have to use the powder for real, but just for demonstration, you know what? Nah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the powder on this side. So I'm not gonna show you, well actually, yeah, I'm gonna show you the powder on this side. Then I go back into this side doing the pomade and actually locking in with the powder, so you can see the difference with the pomade and the powder. And you can see it in 3 ways, right? The pomade on one side, basically, the powder on this side, and then I'm also set the pomade with the powder, if that makes sense, okay? So you're getting 3 ways to use it, basically. I'm trying to show you. Again, going back in those same shades, but picking up the powder here, the sculpting powder. And again, this is super pigmented, okay? Especially the black. So I'm just literally dusting my brush in. I'm used to tapping off, but there's nothing to tap off for real. So again, I'm gonna go through though and just kind of like, child, which brow I did? Okay, this one. This is one I'm gonna fill in now. Just kind of brush it up like this. And like I said, my brows are already pretty sculpted. I keep them brushed up anyways. My skincare. So I'm gonna take this with the powder and just kind of fill. Again, depositing most of the product here at the tail, and I only get precise when it gets at the top and the bottom as far as shaping the brow and follow my initial shape. That's the only time I actually get like precise with it, but other than that, I'm just literally dusting it through. And powders, and I go back in with the powder because I didn't pick up a lot for real, but the pomades is so pigmented, I suggest not dipping in several times because it's a lot of product on the brush for real. It may look like you picked up nothing, but it's a lot on there. And again, I'm just kind of taking it, going alongside the tail. This is the only part I really kind of focus on for real. Powders are just so it's a very giving formula. It's very beginner friendly to me anyways. Most folks would say a pencil is kind of beginner friendly, but I feel like a powder, I'm sorry, is actually more beginner friendly, I feel like. So all I'm doing is basically just filling in again, like I said. And the powder gives such a more softer, natural effect. So I have a lot of my clients, especially bridal clients, my bridal makeup artists if you didn't know, as well as special event makeup artists here in my area. So this palette came in clutch for my clients. And I had a wedding party last weekend. I used this palette. It was so freaking amazing to use. Did a Smokey eye, one of the bridesmaids. It was actually a look. But anyway, so, and all I'm doing now is taking whatever's left on the brush. I have not dipped in but like 2 times just now. Taking what's left and kind of going to the front of the brow. I'm gonna show y'all the front of the brow here. And just, all I'm doing is taking what's left and just kind of running it through. And like I said, with powders, it's so much more forgiving. If you mess up, it's like totally fine to fix and clean up. It's not a big deal. And I'm gonna take the spoolie side here, of course, and just move the product through the brow. Really just blending it so it doesn't look like you just put powder in your brow and it's not blended with the rest of the brow. So, and this is literally all I'm doing. Do you see how quick that was? So you have so many options with this palette. I'm gonna go in a little bit more though with the black actually, just to kind of define the bottom of my arch right here, because right here is where I need to get my brows threaded because it's time to get them threaded. I really filled in because my outline is starting to fade just a little bit. But no problem. I'll go in and fill it in with this powder. If you hear my fan in the background, sorry, it's hot. Well, it's not hot. It's actually cool now them, thank God, but I've had the heater on because, honey, it's a time of the year where the air be on at the same time, then you turn the heater on to kind of break the chill. So, story of my life. And then I mean, some people, you can do your brows off of personal preference. Like sometimes I do it with Supernatural. I want to see my skin peeking through, and then other times I want to be a more defined brow because I'm going for more of a full-on glam look. Which today I don't know what I'm doing for real. I'm just gonna do something for the fair. So anyway, so that's the side with the powder. So easy. Do you see how much more is it this side looking at? The powder side, I put more of the black on the tail though. So the powder looks a little bit more, not harsh, but you can see the product a lot more, I feel like, on the powder side I just did, right? But on this side, the pomade side, it's just so much more soft and just natural looking. Both sides look natural. I just feel like I put more of the black on this side. So I picked up more in the brush one, but anyways, it's fine. So yeah. So that's how you use the powder. It's so easy for the brows. So again, pomade on this side and then the powder on this side. So what I'm gonna do now is dust this powder off a little bit anyways on the brush and go back in on the pomade side and actually just set the pomade with the brow powder, so you can kind of see how it would look if you were to use the pomade and the powder at the same time. So again, this black is something serious. I'm gonna just tap it in literally, and I'll pick up more of this brown just to kind of, so it won't be so harsh basically. So I'm gonna take that and just fill in this side what I did with the pomade again, and all I'm doing just kind of like literally just enforcing the pigment for real, even though you don't literally have to. It's so much pigment, but just if you wanted to, like, you know, do a pomade and then, you know, set the powder, cool. I'm dipping it in one time, picking up more of the brown for real to kind of soften out even more. And that's why I like the palette. It's so versatile. You can kind of create your own shade. If you want more of a harsher look, you know, you can do that. You're more of a softer look, you can do that. Love it. And there's no need to tap for real. I'm used to doing that. There's no need to tap for real because there's no fallout. But I'm used to doing it. So anyways, and again, taking it more so just shaping out for real. Whatever's left, I just kind of take it messily and run it through the front of the brow. Take the spoolie and you really just kind of buff it out and blending out the front for real is what I do anyway, to kind of fade. And just like that. How easy is that? Okay. So again, pomade, powder on this side, and then this side just the powder. Super easy. And I feel like the shades are like literally universal. Some people were saying that the palette was too warm, and if you're really fair, you really couldn't do much with it. I mean, to a certain degree, yeah. And then again, no. If you know how to work the palette, I feel like it can work for you. Put it that way. But if you're not one to want to fool with it, you're not one that's really, I don't want to say creative, but you don't want to take the time to really just play around the palette, then I would say it's probably not for you. But if you're one that really likes just innovative products and just to mix and match and make things your own, again, you do not have to be a makeup artist to have this palette. Like, you don't. It's for the everyday consumer as well, I feel like. And that's why I have it for myself as well as in my pro kit. So again, that's the brows, filling that in. So what I'll do next, using this palette, I'm gonna go in, put this down. I'm gonna go in, what am I looking for? Yeah, my concealer brush. Ooh, I forgot about that brush. Hold on. Going in with my concealer brush. It's kind of disgusting because I haven't cleaned it, so don't judge. I'm just kind of taking my napkin and getting off whatever's left on here, which is already product on here, but it's fine. Just I'm taking and kind of flatten it out too. So that's my concealer brush I use. And what I do for concealer, to conceal underneath my brows, what I'm doing now anyways, I pick up, just to play around, I pick up pretty much every product I want to pick up for real. I pick up about 3 shades just to play around and get my own shade for my under eye concealing. So I'll use this light shade here, and this is Sandstone, Desert, and Mirage. These first 3 here are the shades, wait, here, I'm gonna go into this to kind of clean under the brow. So all I'm gonna do is take the flat side of my brush and I go into this keep saying my train of thoughts everywhere. Go into the pomade, right? So the pomade, it looks like so putty, like it's so weird but neat how the formula is. So I'm literally just tapping it like this, and that's too much for real. Because you may feel like you're not getting anything on the palette, but you really are. I'm trying to get the glare out so you can kind of see the texture of it anyway. See how it looks like Play-Doh? I actually like that. So I'm gonna take it again, and this is the product on the brush. So it looks like you're not getting anything, but honey, it's there. I'm gonna mix. I'm also going to Desert, like I said, go into Desert here, just kind of do that, and then also Mirage and do this, and I kind of get my own little shade going on there. And all I'm gonna do, and actually I kind of get the tip of the brush too, like the actual tip. I flip it like this because I go in sometimes with the tip underneath my brows. I go in the tip sometimes, so I'm do like this and just kind of tap it in like that. And if I have too much, I take it on my hand, just kind of buff out, and all I'm gonna do is just clean up under the brow using these 3 shades with the pomade. How easy that was. Yes, the shade is kind of light, but I wanted it to be a little lighter for a reason, because of the eye look I think I want to do anyway. And I'm going to take the front of it like this and just kind of take whatever's left. And my hand is so light on this brush, there's not a lot of product being deposited to clean up the brow underneath for real. just enough. I'm just kind of drag the rest down like so. Maybe it's a little bit too light, hold on. It's fine. That's why I like the formula. It's so forgiving and easy to kind of play around with. So I'm gonna take it and dab off whatever's left on there. What I'm gonna do next is go into actually Harvest. Is it Harvest I'm going to? No, actually Chiseled. Chiseled, I'm gonna go in with this one. And this may look a little ashy gray to y'all on y'all's end, but it's really not. It's just the lighting. So I'm gonna go into Chiseled and also a little bit of Harvest. I'm gonna mix Chiseled. I'm gonna mix Chiseled and Harvest here. Mix these two together to kind of neutralize out that light shade. So I'm gonna take it like this and just kind of take it to kind of tone down that brightness just a smidge. You see how it's kind of like toning it down already? Love that. And now I'm just kind of like tapping because the line is already there. And again, I'll go back in a little bit more, getting really more of Harvest on the brush. I love these tones, oh my god. And that's some kind of like, it looks crazy now, but makeup is a process, okay? Trust it. Now I'm doing just kind of going in like that, just adding it. And all I'm gonna do is kind of pull it down, take my finger for real, and just kind of buff. It's so seamless. And this product, this formula, y'all, is budge proof, it's crease proof, it ain't going nowhere. It's almost like it's self-sets, you know? So I mean, the powder is great, but you really don't need the powder for real because it kind of sets on its own, I feel like. So we do the same thing on the other eye and just like that, super easy. And if you don't want this kind of a bright effect going on for the under eye, a brow anyway, highlight or clean up whatever shade, then you can actually just go in with like one of your more skin tone colors. I would have went in with like Harvest or could have used Bark, some of those browns down here if I didn't want to kind of have it this bright. But like I said, it's all for a reason because I want to go for more of a full lid, I think anyway, look on today. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyways, so that's the brows. Look at that. Love this palette. It is so universal. In so many ways you can use it. It's worth every penny. It's not even a lot for real. I thought it would be more than 65 with so much you can do with it being a full total face palette for real. But it just being 65, I was like, wow, that's a steal. Yeah. All right, y'all. So for eyes, I don't know what I'm doing for them. I'm just gonna freestyle, okay? Go where my heart leads me. So we're gonna go into Harvest and Sandstone. Harvest is here, and that's Harvest. And Sandstone, wait, what am I doing? Harvest is there. Sandstone is a lighter shade in the palette here. So I'm gonna just take a fluffy, well, it's not really fluffy. It's kind of fluffy, but not really fluffy. It's more dense. Because I'm picking up the pomade side first. And I'm just gonna take my brush and just kind of like press it in like this. And then also, did I say Harvest? Yeah, Harvest here. Tap it in like that. Again, boom, boom, back and forth. All right, that's a lot on brush for real. So I'm gonna start with this eye and just kind of using this as a base for real. And I like my base to be a little bit lighter when I don't know what I'm doing to look for real. Whether I'm going for a more brighter eyeshadow look or natural, I don't know. I just go into a lighter base first. Like I said, these apply creamy, super buttery, super rich. I'm loving it. And look at that. And this is just a nice base shade for me right now. I'm just kind of applying it, pressing it, tapping it in like this. The formula, like I said, is so creamy, so rich, so pigmented. And you can kind of, I'm like going back and forth, but not really. Pressing like that. All right, so that's gonna be my shade that I'm using as a like base for real. And then from here, I'm gonna dust off whatever's on here, just a little bit that I put on the brush, going on my napkin, getting that off. And I'm gonna go back into those, I think I do the same shade, yeah. The sculpted powder side here. Picking up Harvest. The only drawback I would say is that these sculpted shades, the pans are small. So for a face, going in with your face with these, like using a big brush like this, my bronzer, you know, angled brush, my bronzer kind of brush. This is like a big brush to go into a small pan with. So it's something I don't like, but you know, I make it work. But yeah, and these do come out. I like that's why these little holes are like right here. If you can kind of see it, little spaces here. If you want to depot as a makeup artist, I can make this palette, condense it down to my kit. And I'm looking at doing that, possibly getting a Z palette and putting these out because the palette is kind of not bulky, but it's pretty, but it's big for like a makeup artist to carry around when you're trying to save your back. Find it the hard way. And so I'm mixing these two, like I said, tapping off a little bit and then gonna just set. All right, so I'm gonna take more of the light shade though, for real. I want to keep it light. I don't want to have it looking like it's, you know, deep enough already. So with that Harvest powder shade, so taking more of the Sandstone honestly and setting that down. And again, what I'm doing, I'm just kind of going with it. Okay, so roll with me right now. All right, I'm kind of buffing it now, circular motion, so it kind of looks more, I don't know, neater. So anyways, just tap. I'm gonna kind of keep it cute and keep it simple though, for real. That's what I do. I didn't do too much today. All right, so just lock that down, set it. So now I'm moving to just get another another blending brush. This is just a Morphe brush, a nice fluffy kind of like crease brush. So I'm gonna go into Bark. So Bark is this shade here next to Tourmaline. There, Bark. I'm gonna go into the powder. I use the powders for real for my eye. I don't really go into much of the pomades for real. I haven't really experimented much with the pomades for the eye just yet. If you want to do like a soft cut crease or something like that, I can see, you know, using the pomade to kind of sculpt, you know, but I've not used it for that yet. So I'm taking Bark again in my crease, and look how easy these shadows, how they play well and build on each other and just blend like butter. I'm depositing more of the color here along the outer corner, of course. Circular motions. I'm kind of taking whatever's left as more of the product is deposited here in the crease. Just I'm moving it in the inner corner like this. Some folks like this part to be super deep, and then they have this part light, but I'm the opposite. I like this part to have more of the pigment, and then I go light as I go in. Personal preference, to each his own. Do you. But the lighter your hand is on the brush, and the farther back it is, the more softer and airbrush the eyeshadow comes out, and it looks more just like, if you're not a professional, just blend, and it'll look more like a pro, you know, did your eyes for real. But you could be a pro doing your eyes if you just know how to blend. Like I said, it may look foolish in the beginning, but it all comes together in the end, okay? And so there's that shade. That's Bark. Y'all, the shade I love more in here, my favorite shade by far, it don't look like it, but it is. I use the powder a lot. It's Core. I love a nice orangey tone color. Like on deep skin, honey, it gives what it needs to give. So I'm going back on this napkin, using the same brush. I'm not making this complicated because it's really simple. Really simple. Taking whatever's left on here, I'm dusting that off. I'm going back into the palette, and I'll pick up my favorite Core. And this palette, y'all, for fall looks, eats. Like, the colors are just so fall-esque. I'm loving it. Tapping, it's actually a lot because it's very pigmented. I'm gonna dust that off. And I'm gonna take this kind of like right above, almost as a transition, basically. Look how buttery and smooth. Look how they blended. It's the formula for me. Smooth, buttery, rich, and I love that brown. It's a true brown. Anyways, I'm gonna take this, kind of merge between that brown I use Bark and my little brow thing going on here. See, this is why I said I leave my brows kind of like highlighted, because I like it to kind of go from light to dark when I do an eye look. I want it to go from like light, dark, a nice ombre sunset kind of a vibe for real, which is perfect for the weather right now because it's almost sunset around here, so I'm trying to move fast. So I'm gonna take this. This brush is probably too big for this, honestly. Well, not really. I'm being extra. So lift your eyes up like this and kind of get in there like that, and then ooh, so pretty. I love this shade, y'all. Again, very lightly. My hand is so far back, just really light. The pressure is super light, and it just, y'all, blending is just so therapeutic for me. I love eyeshadow. And then especially just like these creamy mattes, like, and this formula is also her Upsolite. Like I said, her Upsolite are in these sculpted shades, the powder shades. So you talking about ain't going nowhere. If you have sweaty, not sweaty, but oily, well, sweaty too, I guess, oily and sweaty like brows and lids, this formula is everything, because it has an Upsolite and an Upsolite. That's the formula that's in that Blurring Balm powder, and also the Blurring Balm blush helps to lock in, you know, keep those oils away, basically. It's a very innovative product. And again, I'm just kind of building this up for real. I just love this orange, y'all, and how it looks like on deep skin. Not even deep skin, shoot, like all skin, for real. Skin types, I should say that anyways. And like I said, the shades don't go on patchy. They just blend like butter. Do y'all see that? I'm just going back and forth. And like I said, it's a key to blending. If you can't do anything else, just go till you don't see any harsh lines, or you can't tell when one stops and the other one starts. It's just all in the blend, back and forth. And look at that. Do you see the effect? You see it. It's going from light to dark. I live. I want to do like a smoky brown eye. Now I'm thinking about it. I was gonna keep the lid nice and light and neutral, and use and use the pomade to kind of show you how I use it as like a soft cut crease moment. But no, no, not doing that. I'm gonna go in. I want a brown smoky eye right now. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm so confused on what to do. Yeah, all right, I'm going back into this first brush I use to pick up the pomade with. It looks like this. And for that dark smoky brown I'm going for, I think anyways, I'm gonna dip into the pomade for this, just to kind of give it more of the shade, have more of a pop to the shade for real. So I'm gonna go into the two deepest. Well, really, I think Sculpt is more darker than Bark to me anyways. The pomade part anyways. Probably can't tell, but the pomade, actually can, yeah. That's Sculpted pomade, and this is Bark pomade. To me, Sculpted looks more deeper. So I'm gonna go into that. Yeah, Sculpted, try to squish my brush. It's like Play-Doh for real, how it looks. Excuse me. My brush in like this, get a lot of it, and I'm gonna go in. It's black. Gotta be careful. It's very black. So I don't want a black smoky eye, but I want to pick up some of that black to kind of intensify the brown. So I'm gonna take that on this fluffy brush and kind of use it as a base for my brown chocolate smoky eye I'm kind of going for here. That wasn't even playing for real, but now it's playing basically. I'm just kind of going back and forth in the pomades here because the formula is so putty like. It's literally like Play-Doh for real. Kind of feels good to like squish in your hand in there for real, but that's me being weird. Don't be like me, okay? So I'm doing, kind of going over into the free shade I use there. It's just gonna all help to blend in the end. I know it's kind of like, what's the point of putting that down? Trust me, it helps. Transition shade, essentially, so. And I'm just pressing. And I hope it's not looking like gray on y'all's end, because it's really not. Like, it's a brown. a rich brown. And you can really stock with just the pomade for real if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna lock it in and seal it with the sculpting powder. And so do it like that there. And this is so perfect for fall, y'all. If you can't do anything else, do you a nice brown smoky eye, honey, and you got a look. So, all right, I'm going back into the brown. Add more brown. I think I put too much black for real, but it's fine. I'm gonna balance it out, I think, with brown. Hopefully. All right, so yeah, whatever, that's that. So that's the pomade. I'm taking that same brush I was using with the the core color on, and just kind of, because it has some of that powder still left, kind of going over the lines there and kind of buffing it, so it's just like not harsh, softening out the edges of that pomade we just put down, basically back and forth, boom, boom, boom. All right, that's that. Now we're gonna go back into those 2 shades that we just used, Sculpted and Tourmaline. A little bit of that though, not a lot. Really more of the Sculpted, the browns. I wanted more of a brown effect to kind of set the pomade to give more of that popping brown smoky eye effect. Alright, so I've dusted off the pomade on the brush. I had to go back in, y'all, and kind of fix my light because I think it's like getting too dark in here now. I have no lights on overhead. Just this ring light wasn't a low setting, but now I had to brighten it now because the sun is like down almost. I need to hurry up and move fast. So I'm going to actually sculpt it and bark the powder shades there, the smaller pans. Because like I said, I'm actually going to 3. You make it your own, okay? So I'm going to sculpt it. I hope I remember all this for other eye. Now I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to sculpt it, bark, and harvest, the 3 browns here. So again, I can't get this together for nothing. Sculpted, bark, and harvest are those powders I'm going into to kind of lock in and give me that smoky eye effect. And I'm not tapping off. I want the product to be there on the brush. So go in and just kind of, and now you can see it. Now I see it. I think I put too much of that black pomade down, but it's fine. This should hopefully kind of even it out and give me more of that brown smoky eye effect I was going for. And actually going more so into harvest for real to kind of give me more of the brown I'm looking for. And just tapping it first to kind of get it set over that pomade. So tapping it and building it up. It's all about light layers for real. Makeup, like, always start light before you kind of go in doing the absolute most, because you can kind of do more of it cleaning it up or fixing if you start lighter, as opposed to just going harsh and going straight in with just like black or a deep brown like this. That's kind of one of the reasons why I put down that crease shade in the first place. So it helps us just to kind of transition once we do get these shades on top. It helps to kind of transition and it's not so hard to blend for real. So all right, that's tapping it down. And now I'm going back into, I have 2 brushes, all I've used, these 2. Going back into this brush and go back into core, the brown shade here, the powder, and I'm just gonna tap it. I'm using that to merge the brown powder just put down. You can already still see it there, but we kind of lost it a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of go back in and reinforce it now. Kind of lift my eyes up and very softly. And you can do this really messily. You don't have to really do it neat for real because it's all gonna blend in the end anyway. So again, I'm just kind of taking it back and forth. The powder is so smooth and buttery and it just blend like, I feel like nothing's on my face, my eyes, or anything right now. It's how it feels. Lucky. I'm just really building up that orange. I love that orange shade. So again, kind of where the 2 meet here in the middle. And I'm just kind of going windshield wiper motions and then kind of circle at the same time. I'm really pulling it here. And I love this shade like as a light. It's not a bronzer for real, but I can use it low key as a bronzer for real. That makes sense. So kind of like really nestling it here. I love how that looks. All right, so, and again, that's really it. Yeah, I'm just so extra with blending. I love the blend. So all right, and that's really our brown smoky eye right there. That's it. See how easy that was? Easy peasy. You can do the same. Let's go ahead and do lower well, I do my lower lash line. I'm done. I don't do that like first. For the sake of the video and filming, I guess I'll go and do it. But typically I do my lower lash line like when I'm done with my eyes. But I'll go ahead and do it now. I'm using the powders. I'm not using any of the sculpted shades. I mean any of the pomade shades. I'm using the powders to kind of do the lower lash line. So I'm going into all the browns I use, the Sculpted, Bark, Harvest, those 3 browns, and kind of smoking out the lash line here. Just for the purpose of showing y'all, running it along the lower lash line. The same thing to the top, you just kind of mimic the bottom. Just so it really flows and there's some like continuity with the eye look. And I'm kind of pulling, as you can see, kind of up, so it kind of lifts the eye with the top shade here. And I clean all this up and I do my eyeshadow. I mean my concealer and stuff like that. All right, so that's that. I'm going into another kind of fluffier brush now. And all this has the same product on it because I've been using these brushes for the lower lash line on this palette. I'm going back into Harvest with this more pencil kind of brush. Going into Harvest, shade, and kind of buffing out that brown now. And because I don't have enough concealer right now, I don't think you can really see the effect. And that's why I don't do my under eye, lower lash line until I'm done like with my face. Because I really see it then. It makes no sense for me to do it now, I feel like. And I'm putting on concealer and everything. It's kind of dumb. But here we are. Just for showing. y'all purposes. But anyways, so if you can even see that, yeah, just took the top to the bottom basically. So I'm gonna do the same thing to this eye. So I'm gonna just come back and show you how I use it now for the face. So we've used the palette thus far with the brows, just a recap. We've used it with the brows thus far and the eye. It's a nice brown smoky eye moment. And then next, and then cleaning up the brow, of course, use it for that too. So next I'll show you how I use it on the face and then also on the lips. So I'll be back once I get the rest of my complexion on. We'll use it on the face. And hopefully it's not super dark outside by the end. Alright y'all, so we are back and this is the complexion so far. I just finished off my eyes, the bottom, redid that Pearl Mascara, the Charlotte Tilbury, our famous Pillow Talk mascara. And what else I did? Pretty much it. So yeah, let's go ahead and do bronzer really quickly. I gotta hurry up y'all. It's 7 o'clock now almost and I gotta get ready for the fair. Let's go into Harvest and Bark. Harvest is there, that's Bark. Taking the sculpted powder once more. I could use a pomade, but I'm not. But we don't got time for it today. So I'm just kind of getting this best I can in between these small pans and dusting off whatever's on here. And I'm gonna take this just kind of lightly bronze. And as you can see, I don't have any product on the not the jaw, the cheek right now because I have a natural contour line anyways here, which I love. So bronzing just adds to the effect of it basically, just kind of deepens it. So, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. So first I'm actually using the palette on my face like this because I've not used it like on the face. I've only used it for like my brows and my eyes for real. So ooh, I like that. What I love y'all, it has that blurring balm technology, the Up So Light product in these sculpting powders. So it's gonna help with like keeping those oils at bay. Even though it's fall now, we actually have fall weather here in Alabama. That don't happen too often, honey. Would actually feel like fall outside. I'm living. So love that. But anyways, just kind of taking this down and adding this as a bronzer. And you can automatically see, look at that, well, can you see it? My lights had to turn my overhead light on because it's dark now outside, but you can see the pigment. I can see it on my side anyways, like as it's going on. Very, very pigmented. And I don't really like a harsh bronze kind of look anyways, just kind of something, but not too much. So hopefully y'all can see that. I feel like my light is too bright ahead, but oh God. You know what makes sense is, duh, let's kind of dim that. Okay, there we go. Is that better? I hope so. All right, y'all, sorry with the lighting, okay? I started out, if you just skipped around the video, no, I can't see now. God damn. Sorry. I started out earlier in natural lighting and now I hate when I film like this and it's sundown and my lighting switches up because then I can't tell how the hell I'm looking for real. But you know, we're gonna pray for the best. Okay, okay. This is doing something, but it's not like the absolute most. It's just adding a little more dimension and more color and stuff like that to my forehead, cheeks, and jaws. If I want to kind of get more of that contour-ish vibe, I can add tourmaline, that powder black shade, but I definitely don't want that. So I actually like it how it is like this. I didn't know what I was gonna do in the beginning anyways. I thought I was going more for glam, but that changed. So here I am. Just keeping it cute and natural because again, I'm going to the fair. I'm kind of pinching my brush and kind of getting into these smaller pans. It's the only thing that I don't like. I can say is for sure, you kind of stamp it first like this, you know, buff and blend. I don't like the smaller pans. It's the only thing. When it comes to using it on the face, just not the most user-friendly in these smaller pans, but you know, I make it work. And I kind of use my bronzer kind of on the cheeks too. I like it for that. It kind of just gives it more of a, I don't know, it flows. All right, also gonna do my jaw. Could do your next, honey. You kind of screwed up some. Got to go. And you can see already the, you know, not shadow, but what it's doing to my jaw. I love how the eyes turned out, y'all. Gorgeous. Just a nice brown smoky. And like I said, baby, phew, it ain't gonna crease, it ain't gonna budge. She ain't going nowhere. What I love. And I'm just kind of stamping it because the pan, like I said, it's so small. It's kind of stamping it here. It's taking it and kind of fluffy. Not fluffy, and kind of just going in circle motions after I kind of stamp it on. So, all right, and doing the same here. I gotta do my nose real quick. Lord, not the heater coming on. Jesus, I forgot to turn it off, y'all, from earlier, and it was kind of like a cool breeze in here because y'all told y'all we actually got fall weather around here. They don't happen too often, but here we are. All right, so there's that. All right, with the bronzer, and I hope y'all can see. I'm gonna take my brush. I used my powder earlier, my face powder, and kind of go between and further blend because I don't like no harsh lines, honey. I suggest you do the same. Okay. So we're just kind of buffing in between. Like I said, I really don't know what I'm looking like for real because I think my lights is too bright. But you know, we're gonna just roll with it and keep going. All right. And all I'm doing just kind of buffing around while I just put that bronzer-ish shade to kind of you know, melt it all together so there's no harsh lines. Because like I said, we don't do harsh lines, and that's literally all I'm doing. You can use this powder too to kind of set your concealer. I feel like the lightest shade is Sandstone, but I ain't got time for it today. All right, so that's that. And then I'm gonna go in also, after adding that, you can see what it did for me just now. Let me kind of sit up some. It just added a little bit of more warmth to my cheeks. Okay, looking snatched. And on the forehead, I add around the perimeter of the forehead, of course, and then the jaw. All right, let's do the nose. I'm gonna forget that fast. Let's do the nose. I'm gonna go into this smaller brush. It's an eyeshadow brush. And of course it has product on it because I will be cleaning my brushes. Don't be like me, okay? Clean your brushes, don't be nasty. Alright, I'm just dusting off whatever the crap is on here. Just using this little small brush for a nose contour. And I'm going to the same, no I'm not. Yes I am. I'm going to those same shades, Harvest and Bark. Just kind of back and forth. Tapping it off because I don't want too much pigment on my nose. I'm gonna kind of just do it like this here, really lightly. I'm gonna add a little bit of core too. That nice orangey shade we have here as a transition, just because I like it so much. And because I already have it here, it's gonna kind of help to connect and just make the picture, you know, more plain for you, honey. And already you see like the contrast. I don't do a sculpted nose, honey. I do the, you know, absolute least for my nose because I like a natural nose contour. Okay, okay. Alright, same thing on this side. When I take it to the brow, I just love that nice, natural, fluffy effect it gives. Alright, kind of clean that off a little bit. And then just on top of the nose like this. Alright, a little more Bark and Harvest around this part. Something like that. Do y'all have this palette already? What you think, honey? I think it's like one of her best launches thus far. And she come out with some bomb stuff, but this right here, ain't nobody thinking like DANESSA. You know what I'm saying? Like, the innovation is just not there. When it comes to Miss Myrick's, baby, she's gonna deliver every time. All right, now I'm just kind of dusting off whatever's on this brush now, because I want this to be more, I don't know what I'm talking about, a little lighter, I guess. Not as deep, but that's fine. We're gonna go over and buff it with our sponge that I used earlier. Always kind of blend out your nose contour, honey. Don't just leave it like this and there's two lines down your nose, okay? You wanna blend. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. And take that back. Because some folks, you know, do as they please. But I'm gonna go in like this and kind of buff out the side. But look at that. I love this so far. Like I said, I've not even used it for my nose, my face, period. But what it's doing so far, I ain't mad at it. It looks very, very natural. Looks really good on the skin. And like I said, this palette is just so universal. Like all skin tones can get away with wearing it. That's nose contour. Straight like that. Straight like that. My light, y'all. I can't. God damn what I'm doing. Hold on. You know what? Let's do it like this. Hold on. I think that's exposed too much. That's a little better. Yeah, my exposure on this camera. Shadow. Filming with these DSLR cameras can be the death of you sometimes. Like, it's cute and everything, but sometimes if you're not at work, it can be a nightmare. So, all right, going back into that same brush I used for my bronzer, because I gotta hurry that up. Dusting off that bronzer shade. I'm gonna go now into Core. My favorite, the orangey shade here, and I'm gonna kind of same thing, pinch, kind of really coat the bristles, and I'm gonna use this as blush because I told y'all that orange blush on deep skin eats every time. Okay. I like to smile like this. Oh, you see it. All right, now let me kind of feather it like this. So once I kind of stamp it there, I kind of just go like this, and you can build this up, y'all. I love that the palette, the shades to me are very buildable. Like, they're very pigmented, but I keep saying the same thing, but forgiving at the same time, meaning that if you do too much, it's so easy to clean up. Look at that. It's very subtle, but you see it. I know y'all see that, right? And how it all ties into the eyes. That's why I love a nice face palette like this. Like, what if you're one that likes a really cohesive look, you know, with a palette like this, it all gonna flow. You know, because you're using it all over the face, on the eyes, the lips, the cheeks, you know, the brows. And I've not even used it like this yet, and I'm like obsessed already. Like, it's giving fall, right? It's giving latte is what it's giving, you know. This is my version of the latte viral makeup look. I love the formula of this powder. It's so smoothing. It literally kind of blurs texture to me anyway. It's blurring like my cheeks, because I have a little texture here in my cheeks, of course. But the powder with that blurring, Balm Upsolite. I keep saying blurring Balm Upsolite. The Upsolite formula is kind of like blurring my texture. Look at that. Love it. All right, let me buff around to kind of, I don't want a harsh line here, so I'm gonna take my sponge, just kind of buff the shade I just put down so it's not harsh. All right, y'all, so that's the blush and bronzer little duo on the face. What do you think? I'm loving this. My cute nose contour, like innovative. Like, no one else is doing this. It's my chair. And no one else is doing this, honey. Like, yes, ma'am. I love that Core shade's my favorite. So like I said, I only use Harvest and Bark as my bronzer, and Core, just now the orange shade here, as like a little piece of blush. And it's like so subtle, but they're natural. I love it. All right, so that's the base right now. That's it. That's all I do. I want to keep it cute. Okay. Oh, I also added some of the sandstone here in the inner corner. It's like a nice little inner corner highlight to the eyes, kind of lighten the eyes up some and kind of makes me look more woke, you know. Love that. All right, let's move on to lips real quick because this video is coming to be a little bit too long for me. All right, so for the lips, I'm gonna use Zoeva, whatever, pencil brush. I'm so excited for the lips, y'all, because I've not used this in my lips yet. All right, so I'm gonna go into Bark. And I'm gonna take the pomade side. Oh, it's like Play-Doh. I love the texture of it. It's just so squishy. All right, I'm gonna line my lips with this. And I hope the lightness got better, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, it's so pretty and exciting. It's like literally matching my natural lip line. So all it's gonna do is further define it and give it more shape. It's a perfect brush for it though too. I'm gonna kind of take it a little bit more in the pigment, y'all. Eyes were wow. So that's Bark. It's a lip liner. How do we love it? All right, I'm dusting off, whatever. Getting off this shade off of this pencil. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna use, what am I doing? I'm gonna use a flat brush. Something like this. Just whatever brush I find, y'all, honestly. Something like this. All right, so for the lips, I'm thinking I'm thinking Core. Y'all, I love Core. I'm obsessed with Core. That's the orange shade once more. So I'm gonna take the pomade side of it. Y'all, what am I doing? My camera zoomed in as much as I could so I can see up close. All right, so tapping in my lashes, y'all, get on my nerve. I'm using this lash serum, whatever it's called, from The Ordinary, and it's actually working. I showed it in my last Sephora haul. I love it. All right, so now I'm gonna take this and just kind of add this pigment here on the lip, and I am kind of going in a couple times with this to really kind of build up that pigment, but you see it already on the lips. Oh my god, how gorgeous. I've never had like a orangey lip moment. Not for real. I don't think so. I'm lying. I have honey waffles. Oh, you know what? That will go well with this look as a gloss to top it off, you know, if I wanted to anyway. All right, my mouth is kind of crusty right now, but these don't feel drying as I'm adding it on. It actually feels really good to the lip. Kind of weird, the texture on the lips. It feels good. It doesn't feel like super matte or drying for real. And I like to take my lip color over the lip liner so it looks more ombre and natural. I hate seeing a harsh lip liner with no blend. It drives me up the wall. And my lips are naturally pink, like pink in the inside. So let me sit up, y'all. Trying to rush, honey, doing too much, but y'all see it. Pretty. I just keep going back and building it, basically. How I want it to look. I'm gonna top it with gloss anyway, so it's fine. But look at that. Cute. Trying to get the inner pink part of my lip. That's the lip on its own so far. All right, let me do a better job. I'm gonna kind of blend though the liner. I did kind of overline, or not overline, but fill in more. You know what? I'm gonna top with some gloss, clear gloss. My nice plumping gloss from Ulta. I like this gloss. All right, get a lot of that. Top it off with that instead of the Fenty gloss, because those glosses from Fenty are so pigmented. Ooh. Who is she? Don't play with me. Don't play with DANESSA. Oh yeah, with that gloss, honey. That gloss doing it for me. Look, it's so crazy how the color, the orangey pigment, the core shade has not budged. It has not moved or nothing. Like, it's just there. This is so different. I'm not gonna use a lot. That's enough for the gloss to top it with. I don't want to have like a super glossy moment, but just enough to kind of give me a little shine. Wow. Okay. I keep doing it because it don't feel weird, but in a good way weird. I'm just like, this is different, you know? I've not ever had like an orangey lip moment like this for real, like ever, but it's working. What y'all think about the lip? All right, y'all, I came back, put on some different earrings, and y'all, am I not looking fall-esque? Like DANESSA MYRICKS-esque? Anyways, y'all, I love this look. This lip I'm so obsessed with. Like, get into it, yes. What am I doing? Wait, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. If you're looking for a great palette, a great bang for your buck kind of palette, especially with the sale coming up, like, hunty, it's $65. Like, why would you not? Okay, this is great for travel. Like, you can do literally a full face. Like, I just chose to use my own foundation concealer, but legit, if I want to just kind of do like a concealer moment and just use the pomades as a concealer and use the powder like to set over the face, whatever case may be, I could use this whole palette on my entire face. That's nuts to me. Like, DANESSA, the GOAT. Hands down, the greatest to ever do it. Do not play with her. Like I said, all I gotta say is get it, okay? I've seen some mixed reviews on it, but honey, I'm a DANESSA stan. The folks over here, we love DANESSA, so we can support DANESSA. She look like me, you know, and she's amazing. She's fabulous. The products are top tier A1, 10 out of 10. Yes. Again, Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. Get this. Like ASAP, get this. Look at this face. Wow, all I can say. If y'all enjoyed the video, you hear this line, if you did, go ahead and give me a huge thumbs up before you go. So it spreads more people. Also, if you like this kind of content, honey, I do a lot of reviews here. I'm back on my Zoom. What do y'all supposed to say? My Zoom? Whatever that means. Anyway, I'm here. Okay. Subscribe if you like content like this. Join the fam. Also watch other videos like this on my channel. To this video, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.